Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night. NXT just went off the air, and we're here to talk about the last episode before Vengeance Day. So much has happened. We had the semifinals for the Dusty Classic. Chase U was saved, and somebody got thrown off a roof. And if you saw NXT, you know who got thrown off a roof. If not, uh, stay tuned. We're going to talk about it all here on Unpopular Review. Like and subscribe. And we will hit you guys right after the big intro. My partner will be, oh, there she is. We're having a little technical difficulty, folks, but it's Unpopular View, the NXT edition. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba, aka Badguy Jack, and I'm joined with the phenomenal, the wonderful wrestling doll. Wrestling doll. Why don't you tell the lovely people, how are you?
I am doing fine, just recovering from this crazy weekend of wrestling. Of course,
Oh, yeah.
being at the Rumble with my UPR family
We,
and in person,
okay.
and
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, here on our NX Tuesdays to discuss all things NXT.
That's right, wrestling doll. It was a weekend. I'm still trying to catch up on this thing called sleep. It's just, it was a long weekend. I think a total of 6 hours altogether from this very long weekend, but it was great having the UPR family together. We went to Rumble, we cheered, we booed. I think we were all exhausted after the Rumble. It
It's
was a really
a
good
long
time.
day for you, I'll say that, but it was so fun to go.
It is. I hope to experience it once again at some point. It was fantastic. So why don't we jump in and talk about NXT? We talked about the Royal Rumble, but on NXT, we're having a PLE of our own on Sunday. I'll say us like we're going to be there, but NXT is going to have a PLE. Sunday is going to be Vengeance Days. A few matches already confirmed. We should be having a prediction show, I believe Thursday or something like that. But we're going to have a prediction show, and we will have a review on Vengeance Day on Sunday. That's going to be fantastic. We see you guys in the chat. You guys are lively. And I see you, George. George, you're always the first one. First place, George, in the freaking building. What is going on? He says, what's up, everybody? NXT was pretty solid. It was decent. There was things I liked and things I didn't like, but it was a fun show nonetheless. Your Sunday NXT Venture Day is going to be interesting. He mentions Braun Breaker is definitely going to be on SmackDown. Yeah, on Raw, it was confirmed. Or Nick Aldis said, "Oh, that's Braun Breaker. I'll call you back." And he said that as Adam Pearce, he got Andrade Iglo. So not bad. I personally would have had Braun on Raw. I would have kept him off SmackDown to keep him from Mello because I think Mello is going to be on SmackDown. I personally would have done that, but maybe this is not confirmed that Mello is going to be on SmackDown. Mello is definitely going to be on SmackDown. Oh well, George have the scoop. You saw he said he's definitely going to be there. Roxanne Perez, Tiffany Stratton, and Braun Breaker had a good showing at the Royal Rumble, especially Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker looked like a beast.
We had a good showing. Our other member of the UPR family, Shay Sawyer, was not too happy with what happened at the Rumble. She said that, in her own words, Braun Breaker is in the doghouse for a week and then she will forgive him.
I want to know how long it took her to come up with that one. She probably got it off a piece of bubble gum and said, "That's clever," and she patted herself on the back because that was actually really good. I got the reference. Good job. Ava did a good job as NXT GM tonight. Did you weep during JC's big rescue of Chase U? I didn't have to do that because I kept saying it all along. JC changed the hero. It's all you guys that's trying to catch up to me. I'm in first place dusting you guys, and you guys are eating dust with a fork and knife because you guys got class. But I've been cornered all along. So no, I didn't cry. I sat here and said, "Told you." Making 2 matches. We got also George. I mean, not George. I'm sorry, JL. Braun has the has the best part of the show. I love this guy. I love this guy. I don't know where he comes from. I just feel like he just appears. But the ending was starting off perfect, but then Carmelo Trick had to ruin it. I love it. JL, he wants you guys to know in the chat. Braun carried the show, although Braun was on it for a total of maybe 7 minutes, but carried this whole show. He was in the main event, and he was coming for Roman next.
He's not coming for Roman because by the time Braun was quote unquote coming for Roman, Cody's already gonna have that belt.
We got JL. He said, "But this is effing ridiculous. Braun isn't already a Royal Rumble winner. Apparently, he's very upset.
One Rumble and he got eliminated. He's not ready. Calm down."
I love this JL guy. This guy just sounds very upset.
Ricochet's my favorite. You don't complaining all the time that he's not a Rumble winner.
And he also mentions, and no, I'm not happy. Braun carried the show, but got bullied at the end. And that's hilarious because Braun is a bully.
So he's going to get bullied.
Carmelo cheated, and I'm done with it. JL is on fire tonight. Corbin cannot do anything. Oh, my God. They're partners. Are you not going to buy the Wolf Dog shirts when they come out? JL, no. Braun is not going for Roman. Absolutely not. Roman would smash Braun. I'm sorry. He would smash him. We got someone who's pretty calm in the chat. Jeffrey, what is going on, my friend? He says, "What's up to the both of us? What's going on, Jeffrey? We're glad you're here." Nah, Braun carried it, and I better not hear anything else. Well, you're going to have to hear a lot of things because I have a live mic. JL, stop it. And also, too, when she gets spicy, you're done. Braun made a Rumble amazing, but Dom is the most hated guy this year. The year just started. He's already the most hated.
Point blank period ever since joining the Judgment Day. So we already know that.
God, you guys are really. It's not often that we start this off with the chat, but you guys are on fire. Jay say, "Nah, we got, but don't let my."
On and on and on.
Braun has a phenomenal showing. Should have won the Rumble. He's gonna keep saying that. We got Warman in the chat.
Rumble. They're not gonna let him win after being in one Rumble.
You disappoint me every time, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, one day he will win me over, and then he finds a way to very upset me with this. But why don't we talk about some NXT, and we'll get back into the chat. We want to say thank you guys for being here. Please like and subscribe, all that beautiful stuff on all these amazing platforms. It helps us out. It helps you guys out, so you know when we go live. Like right now, because you're catching us live, you're watching in live time. Russell and Dahl drinking. What is that? Is that tea, madam?
It's raspberry lemonade.
That sounds fantastic. I'm very jealous because I have I have warm water next to me, and that's very disappointing because I like my water cold. So let's open up the show. It opens up with a tag team match. We have Melo and Trick going against the LWO, and they done what they were doing. They did previously with Melo and Trick when they come out. You know, they got the whoop that Trick, and then Melo's theme, and to the point where Booker T was so annoyed. Like I love it all the time because Booker's like, "Oh."
Booker wants to have his moment. How can he have his moment if they keep cutting off the best part of Trick's song? I love Melo's. Listen, don't get me wrong. I love Melo's entrance song, as people can tell in my Instagram when I posted my videos from the Titantron of me singing along to Melo's theme song, and this one next to me hearing me sing it. Trick's song is better, and Booker T has fun with it, and I love hearing Booker T have fun with it, and we can't have fun with it, and they keep cutting it off.
It's very rude. I do agree. It's very.
It doesn't work. Whoever thought it worked and whoever approved that mix should be fired.
Well, I'm not going to say they should be fired, but that was definitely a bad move. We will sit here and say, not a good move, not a winning ingredient, but to go against LWO, and I mean, this match was fast paced. You know, you got the LWO out there. They're some quick gents out there. They do some double team moves. I think the match opened up with Trick and Cruz. Cruz chopped the hell out of Trick. There was this one spot I thought this was really cool later in the match. You had Wilde, he does like a springboard flip off the turnbuckle to hit Melo. And then on the other side, you have Cruz. He does like a spinning cross body on Trick. LWO is taking over. That's when they go into picture-in-picture. You Usually when they do picture in picture, personally, that's when I walk away because it's in picture in picture. So I don't stay for the rest. So once they got back on, LWO takes over. Mello is the legal man. He's just getting stomped, beat up by these two. Eventually, Trick gets the hot tag, and when he gets the hot tag, he is cleaning house. The crowd is behind him. And I also do want to mention, I don't usually watch SmackDown live a lot because I'm either outside or something like that. But when he came out on SmackDown, he got a really good reaction. One Trick Williams. It just shows that he's pretty. I think he's pretty over. Um, but he gets the hot tag. He's starting to clean house. There's a spot where he does a double rock bottom on both members of the LWO. Richard the LWO get their bearings, and they start to take over. And they do this spot where they do the double coast to coast. You got Mello in one corner, and I'm laughing because you guys can't see it, but someone put an angry face on our thing, and it is hilarious. I don't know who did that, but it's great. Give us every reaction. It doesn't matter. But they do a what was that? A double coast to coast.
They did a
Mello, no, good job. They did a double coast to coast. Mello.
well, you didn't see the two fingers up to make it a funny coast to coast.
Oh, see, good job. That's why you cleaned that up. Fantastic. Um, Wilde is in the ring. He get Trickers the tag. He hits that flash knee to pin Wilde to get the win. It was a really good open, and I mean, it was the obvious outcome where you're gonna have Trick and Mello, and they're gonna go against Braun and Baron, which I think that's gonna be a fun match. It's gonna be very very fun. So it was everything that need to be. Real quick before I give you the floor, wrestling doll. After the match, FEMA comes out. I love this big Jack Black man. This guy's just big and black and strong, and he comes out and he beats the hell out of the LWO. I don't even know. I almost forgot that the LWO and Dragon Lee are like friends. And so he just beat them up because he's like, yo, why are you guys friends? You should pick better friends. And I love that he attacked these guys. I said, you know what, Obafema? Yes, I enjoy this. This was great. And then Dragon Lee comes out and tries to save the day, and he gets dominated. And I loved every winking moment of it. There was a spot where he thought he had the master plan. No, that was Big Black Obafema, who sat here and said, there was even a spot where Dragon jumped up and he said, and that kind of hurt shit. Damn. Oh, I might have to give you the floor. Damn, that shit kind of hurt. But he slapped the Dragon off from the air, and I loved it. Wrestling Dog, take the floor because I can make this a whole MCU movie on how much I enjoyed this. So please take the floor.
You enjoy a lot of things that involve Dragon Lee getting injured, but match was good. It was fast paced. It was very pretty even for the most part. I enjoyed both teams, even though again the mix of Trick and Mellow songs should not be a thing. But match was great. The obvious winner won. I mean, it was going to be Trick Mellow Gang at the end of the day. I mean, no snub against the LWO. They are a great team. They've been a team for a long time before when they were as Legado del Fantasma. But good match. Post-match thing with Obafemi. I was not sure why he went out to beat the ever-living crap out of Wilde and Del Toro. They were not there to be involved with Dragon Lee until Dragon Lee came out to try to help, and then they all got pushed off. Basically showing this one a preview of what is to come on Vengeance Day. And Jeffrey knows he's not.
It is going to be fantastic. We're going to be reviewing it. Me and you, Wrestling Dog, and then Mike Knox is going to be there too. And he's going to have to deal with all this because you know what's going to happen? Omar, he did a favor for Dragon Lee. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. He threw him to the main roster. Then he came back to NXT. And now Oba is going to pick him up and just throw him off the planet. And I sit here and say, I can't wait to see it. I will tag me for that. I will enjoy every winking moment. Dragon Lee, you should have mind your business. He did a favor by taking that North American Championship off. George, you deserve to take at least a negative 10 points because you're wrong. Dragon Lee will win back. I'm sorry, Dragon Lee will win back his title. Please stop.
Dragon Lee's up in SmackDown. He doesn't need the title. We're not doing another.
Oh my God.
Smack. Just leave it in NXT. There's some things
Absolutely.
that should not leave certain brands. Women's tag titles. I will never be over that. So you will hear me repeat over and over again with the women's tag titles because I was very disrespectful.
Oh well.
But after that, we get Rich Holland backstage talking with Ava Rain as the new GM, saying that
Mhm.
he wants a match against all three members of Gallus, but Ava is saying no. Meanwhile, Lexis King comes up with a basket full of his merch for her, tells Holland now's the time because they have a meeting. And she doesn't remember meeting, but she says, I have the perfect start for you for year 2024. You, Lexis King, can have a match with Rich Holland tonight. And she gives the gift basket to Rich Holland, who gives it back to Lexis King and says, I'll be seeing you later, punk ass bitch. Basically, is what he said by doing that.
Good job on covering that. And then we got Tatum Paxley again. I mean, not Lyra. There was a segment
Dana
between Tatum and Lyra Valkyria. They have a talk about last week. And Tatum Paxley gave Stan vibes. Stan, if you guys know from 1999, that was Eminem's one of Eminem's song. I'm saying his name all wrong, but it was a song in the late 90s. And this guy, he was obsessed with Eminem, and he was saying all these things. But she kept texting and calling. First off, how did she even get Lyra's number? I'm still trying to figure it out. Did they ever explain that?
Listen,
Like,
when you're creepy and you are very, very intensely interested in somebody, you some way, somehow find a way to get somebody's number. And my money is either she snuck into the office to find her file to get her number, or she looked through one of the other girls' phones, found Lyra's number, and then wrote it down and put it on her phone.
oh, okay, then maybe that's why.
So
I mean,
she, so Lyra asked her, "Why did you attack Roxanne?" And she's like, "Well, you told me to." And she's like, "No, I didn't, but I can find my own battles since I'm the champion." But Tatum needs to stop, or before she knows it, she's going to get sent to the loony bin.
sent to a loony bin. It's getting close to it because she's woohoo. Which speaking of Tatum Paxley, we get a match with Roxanne Perez, and I didn't really take a whole lot of notes because this match just was paint by numbers. It was to give Roxanne the win, give her some momentum going into this Sunday's PLE. So I didn't make a whole lot of notes. Tatum got some offense in there, but it really was just to showcase that Roxanne is a strong contender for the NXT Women's Championship. And it was fine. Roxanne is somebody I don't think we even got an opportunity to say this, but I thought she had a nice showing at the Royal Rumble. I don't think she was in there long, but she had a nice run.
She was
Um,
in there. She didn't last as long as Tiffany did, as far as the NXT.
hmm fantastic.
Of the two of them in the Royal Rumble, I think that Tiffany had a little more charisma and
hmm
did a little bit more in the Rumble this year as opposed to what Roxanne did this year. I think Roxanne had a bit of a better showing last year.
Charmaine in the chat says, "I want Roxanne to be champion again." Roxanne. Charmaine. You know what I want? I want a cold bottle of water, and I can't have that right now. So we can't all get what we want. One Charmaine Marie. We got Braun was the best, and we got
No, it
everyone
said it was the burst.
was the worst. There is an
Listen, I could
other.
make my connection if I could have found the cable for my laptop, but I couldn't find the cable for my laptop, and I didn't want to use my iPad again because it would keep doing what is happening now. So I'm just dealing with using my phone.
So that's what I'm saying now in the chat. Rustling Doll is here. I'm here. You're here, and that's all that
And I'm
matters.
not
We're
quitting
all
Dale. You're gonna have to deal with me. And if you don't
yes.
like it, then go watch something else.
JL says enough of the slander. No one slandered Braun. I don't even know where that come from.
No one is
But yeah,
saying
this
no one is saying anything negative about Braun Breaker. You just can't keep saying that he's the greatest of all time. It's like being in the chat with the UPR people and hearing 90% of the men saying that Roman Reigns is the greatest champion of the world, which he is not. Anyway,
hey.
he's
Wow,
not.
wow, whoa, 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 Where is this
He's
energy?
not the greatest champion ever. He bores the hell out of me. I only want to watch his matches to see who beats him finally. And then when he does lose to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, I will be doing an I'm right chant, and y'all are just going to deal with the fact that Roman Reigns will no longer have that belt, and he is not beating Hogan's record.
You know what would be funny, Roxanne? No. I gave you the
There's no
fall.
need to beat anybody else's.
You're just going to talk over me. Fantastic. Let me tell you something, Wrestling Doll. I hear what you're saying. Great stuff. I have a lot of great respect for you, but you're wrong. Let me tell you what's happening. Yes, I'm just going to sit here and say this right now, guys. You guys are all expecting Cody to finish the story. But what you guys don't realize... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I want him to finish his story, but you know what's going to happen? Roman's going to walk into WrestleMania 40. Let me ask you guys this. What happens when Cody doesn't finish his story? What happens when Roman spears him out of existence once again, and then Roman is champion for another year? Oh, I know what you guys are going to do. You guys are going to cry. You guys are going to win. So be prepared for when Roman beats Cody, and then he takes on like half the Avengers. My point is, Roman is just dominant, and that's what we like here. That's what we want. Whoa! I didn't tell you to give points here. You can't do that. That's not your gimmick.
He just did.
George has just gone rogue.
He just gave me 76 million points for that.
Charmaine says Roman is whack. I agree with Wrestling Dog. Okay, Charmaine, fantastic. You know, you just want to go against me. Great job, Wrestling Dog. I agree with you. Rock should work on that hair. What are you talking about? Help that hair, Baldy. And also help with the Fast and Furious series because Jesus, ding dong, Ron, you're wrong. Roman Reigns sucks. That's not true. Bad Guy Jack, Cody Rhodes is definitely going to beat Roman. Yeah, I know. Don't fucking remind me.
How much longer are we going to have to deal with him playing? I'm going to defend the championship 2 times out of the year because I'm too good for the WWE now that I'm a part-time champion. I'm bored.
You know what would be great if Roman just, and then we'll move on. But it would be great if, like, right now Roman defends the championship 2 times this year, right? And then next year he just doesn't defend it at all. I would be for that. I am for the madness here, guys. That is what I'm here. JL is actually where his point. Just like Damage Control is going to turn on Bailey this Friday. I don't know if it's going to be this Friday, but I definitely see that as a definitely a turn. But real quick, let's get into
that turn happening.
Real quick, did you want to add some thoughts into this, and then we'll do a commercial about Roxanne and Tatum Paxley? Did you add your thoughts?
Could win on the match designed to literally make Roxanne look dominant, and then that bit of her getting her off, Lyra getting Roxanne off of Tatum was a little, seemed like she was defending Tatum, but in reality it was just to pull her off so that way she can stare down her opponent for this coming Sunday.
What we got? Roxanne is hot. Great job.
Roxanne is a hot woman.
She is a pretty girl. She is a pretty girl. And with that said, we're going to get into the next parts of NXT. We're going to play a quick commercial break. Please stay tuned. You're watching Unpopular Review, the NXT edition.
The contest has got to be about connecting with someone, connecting with the world. So we take it together?
Sure.
I just came back just in time. I thought I was going to actually fall on my seat. But guys, on entertainment aside, I'm not sure if that's I just want to make sure I get confirmation. Is that on Thursday? This show? No? It's who? When? I don't have the exact when this is gonna they're gonna do a review on Player One. I remember watching that movie some time back, and I can say why I was upset. There was no Sonic the Hedgehog. It was very disappointing. Sonic should be in, if it's a video game movie or something about video games, Sonic should be there, not Pac-Man. Who's a Pac-Man fan? And who's a Pac-Man fan? We got Oh, Tuesday. Okay, someone from the Unpopular Review accounts put Tuesday. I want to know who the hell that is. Who cares about Charmaine? Who cares about you? You're very rude, madam. That was very rude. What do you mean? Who cares about? Oh, my blood pressure is just going through the goddamn roof. That is very rude, Charmaine. I want you to understand this right now, and I want you to hear me loud and clear, Charmaine. When we have karaoke, I'm not going to sing any songs with you. You can play Shakira all you want. I will not be shaking my hips. I will be sitting down. Matter of fact, I might leave if I see you there. Very, very not nice, Charmaine. Matter of fact, you're on timeout. You're on a 15-minute timeout, and you could just get a peanut butter sandwich because who just eats a peanut butter sandwich? That's just nasty. Let's move on here. We got let's continue with the women here. We have Elektra Lopez against Lola Vice. We have a match. We got some Latina heat here. Wrestling Doll, what did you think about this these two going at it? As I drink some water and calm the fuck down because Charmaine really set me the hell up.
That this match was what I was expecting. I was expecting Lola to go at it and basically beat the ever living crap out of her to go after Elektra for saying that she just shadowboxed in a bikini, and that's one of the only reasons why she was relevant besides shaking her ass on Instagram. But I figured she was going to beat Elektra since Elektra, it seems like she's going to be moving on out to SmackDown to go with her Legado del Fantasma to go up against her former cohorts in the LWO. So I kind of figured that she would win. Lola beats her with a crescent vice by kicking her down. I feel like they should call that a vice kick or something like that. I know that's already a name for something else, but if not, then call it something else. Maybe use her MMA background for the name of the finisher if they didn't say anything.
One of the things I did like was that Lola came out. There was no nonsense. Usually she comes in, she shakes the hips and everything like that. But she came in there straight to business.
Listen, girls are catty and they are petty, especially Latinas. We are petty and catty as hell. So when she saw her, she saw red and she was like, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to whoop your ass. It's basically what she said.
No, absolutely. But I did like that side because it just showed you the maybe severity is the wrong word, but add a serious side to Lola because she's usually chill and doesn't. Go ahead. Do you have thoughts? What was it?
No, I was giving you the word that you needed. The seriousness.
The seriousness. Thank you.
So.
No, absolutely. I agree. No, the seriousness of this match. Elektra Lopez, once again, don't watch SmackDown live a lot. So when I saw that she debuted on SmackDown and she helped, I was laughing because when you mentioned how she came back to help Santos Escobar, the second greatest luchador of all time.
As he said in my video clip that I put up on Instagram.
I sure did. Because I could go through my rant about Hoovy, but I'll leave it alone for tonight. No, I'm kidding. Guess who acknowledged Hoovy? The Rock did. He said Rey Mysterio. And if you don't believe me, look that clip up. Rock mentioned in Juventud Guerrera about Jericho getting his ass kicked. If you don't believe me, Google it. I just wanted to point that out for everyone who is the Hoovy heads. That's what we call that's what we're called, the Hoovy heads.
I feel like we should do a top 5 of the greatest luchadors of all time on UPR.
They don't want to hear from me. Because they're going to say Rey Mysterio. They're going to be so basic. They're going to be unseasoned asparagus. And meanwhile, I come in with the spice.
How about I join you for that one, and I look into some luchador wrestling, and I give my input in it.
You heard it here first.
And I, for your sake, will not mention Rey Mysterio. Or Dragon Lee.
They're awful. But I wanted to mention real quick because we talked about Elektra Lopez, and it just goes to show you the LWO is unlikable. She turned on these guys; these were her friends, and she said, "Nah, I'm going to hang out with the second greatest luchador of all time, Santos Escobar." She didn't want to hang around the LWO. You know what the L stand for in the LWO? Losers. And she said, "I don't want to be a part of that." That's right. And I'm sorry that I had to break this down for everybody, but when you're so smart, I had to pass my intelligence to you guys. You guys will thank me in 2 months. Because y'all are really not going to thank me right now. But Elektra Lopez, Lola Vice, the match they would have had to do. This looked like Elektra Lopez swan song, which would be fine. Because then she go just focus on the main roster. I don't think they had to run this match back. Let's talk about this segment. We had Joe Gacy. I
Oh,
love
wait,
this.
wait, wait. The next segment that leads into a match
Oh,
that's happened later. We
oh.
have Ariana Grace in the back chatting with Ren Sinclair, and Finn because she's the quote unquote locker room leader, saying that she sounds like she's on a farm. And then Fallon Henley rolls up, and Ariana inadvertently or unintentionally insults her, which we all know she did that on purpose because she is catty. And
Mhm.
she says she's going to show some self restraint. And that Henley says, you can show what a leader you are because I'm going to go find Ava and we going to have a match later tonight.
Poor Ava. I mean, she got this GM job 2 weeks ago, and I mean, just so much has been happening. Good for her for keeping her head on her shoulders because
But look
I
at
would have
her
gone
hair
mad. He's bald. Why would I look at him?
because he knows how to handle himself too. So she knows how to handle herself.
He was in the Tooth Fairy. No, he can't. Ah.
Before, so
We got RJ the Brooklyn Savage. This is my guy right here. What is going on, RJ? He said he is a great stan. She is great. She's fantastic.
I was a
George
stan
mentioned
before she even went to the WWE.
uh George mentioned Ava is doing good. Uh Jeffrey mentioned that's what GMs are supposed to do. Yeah, but I mean, she's so young and she's being handed this job. Like a lot of the GMs that we've had throughout the years, late 30s, 40s. Like one of my favorite GMs was Eric Bischoff. He had his run from what 02 to 05. He was my favorite Raw GM because SmackDown once upon a time, like Raw had like a consistent GM for a period, and I felt like SmackDown had different ones because who was it? Stephanie, then Paul Heyman. I think Kurt Angle was a GM for a minute, and then Teddy
Yeah,
Long. I guess Teddy Long held was the GM for the longest time. Cause I felt like every time I watched, I said, "Wow, Teddy's still here. Good for him." Well, we got JL Grace, aka huh? I'm not understanding any of this. Do you understand this?
you need to check your spelling, JL, because we can't understand what you're saying with that.
Yes, and you're confusing me, and it's not hard to do that with me. Jakar Jackson and Last Legend versus Fallon Henley and Ren Sinclair looks like a tag team match. I don't
That's
think that's going to be on Vengeance Day though.
but now.
Is goaded. Ava is. All right, I forgot AJ Lee was a. I forgot.
Yes, because she was going to marry Daniel Bryan, but she said no because that's when she became the new GM. And he was screaming no in the middle of the ring while she was doing the yes movement and going and
Right.
walking back up the stage.
I think she was the GM, and then they took it away from her, and then gave it to Vicky Guerrero or something like that, and they were having this
Oh,
storyline where something it was weird. It was it was wild.
Listen, Vicky was
Uh,
better off just shouting "excuse me" every time she came into the ring and being someone's manager as opposed to being the general manager to the people.
okay. This next segment. Thank you for filling in the segment that I missed. Joe Gacy. He finds Dijak's Batcave. I love this. I thought this was hilarious because you see Dijak. First off, Dijak. What you know? What I get out of this stuff? Dijak just sits in the dark with glasses. I don't even know why that's his thing, but that's his thing. I know he's been doing it for a while, but every time I watch, I just can't help but laugh because I said this dude is really sitting in the dark with glasses. He's sitting there, look like he's doing paperwork. That's Dijak's thing. Joe Gacy just finds this place. He says, "Oh, this is where you be doing all your work and everything like that." Joe Gacy says, "I should just kick your ass." I mean, Dijak says, "I should just kick your ass." Joe Gacy laughs at him. This gives me, and I was saying this on Twitter, on Pop. Um, Joe Joe Gacy and Dijak gives Batman and Joker vibes. Obviously, Joe Gacy being Joker and Dijak being Batman. Um, then they proceed to
Nice.
brawl, and this brawl continues to happen throughout the show, which I loved. One of the things I really like about reviewing NXT, not only do I like the good wrestling, and they have some fun storylines, and they have stuff that's so wacky, and I think this is wacky because where's Dijak in this building? Like, where is he? Where is this place? I don't. Whoa, what? Where's he doing this paperwork at? And what paperwork are you doing? Like, are you writing a
Well,
report?
he was watching videos.
Hmm.
I mean, it cut out before whatever it was you said. So when it came back and you doing this, I'm not sure what it was you had just said. But if you're asking me what I had thought about the segment, it did what it needed to do. It was fun watching Gacy beat the living crap out of Dijak for a minute while they keep brawling back and forth.
Fantastic. We're going to talk more about this thing.
Bully that needs to get his ass kicked every now and then.
Absolutely. And I see you guys in the chat. Y'all seeing it like how I am. RJ, he says Brooklyn Joker vibes and D. George mentions Batman versus Joker. Um, yeah, no, that's what I get out of this. We'll talk about this segment throughout the show. We had Lexus King against Ridge Holland. This match just didn't do it for me personally.
It was just a filler.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you got.
It's been a bit since we had one with the filler that didn't really make any sense.
I like seeing Ridge on TV. I remember when he first was NXT, what, 3 years ago when he was still 2.0. I remember I thought he had a good look, and I even compared him to a young Brock Lesnar. So it's nice to see him on TV. Lexus King, my only thing from him is like he got the character work, but the in-ring stuff don't do it for me. And also his finish, man. Like I remember saying when he first did it, I said, "Oh, that could be a filler," and then as time goes on, he can come up with some creative because that just doesn't look like a devastating move. I don't mind that as a move that he just has in his arsenal.
You know how many wrestlers are out there that have finishers that do not look devastating for the life of them, but the people just sell it decently?
Right, and I feel like a lot of people have sold this move,
for
but
example, no offense, Naomi's Your View, it's not a finisher that looks devastating. Or a Santino Morella's Cobra.
How dare you?
It doesn't look devastating. It's funny, but it doesn't look devastating. And when people get hit, they sell it well, and it makes it believable.
No, wrestling dog. Let me school you real quick. Class is in session right here. A lesson with Jack. That might be a new segment here. Where did she go? Okay, there we go. I'll let you know, one wrestling dog. That move is very devastating. I was on the subway, fearing for my life. I took the J train, right? I had a bacon, egg, and cheese, and I spilled it because I'm clumsy. And I sat here and I looked at somebody, and he said, "Hey, you klutz!" And I said, "Hey, who?" I said, "Hey, stop it." And you know what I did? I did, and I did like that, boom. And then I ran because I knew it wasn't really going to work. But I stunned the man. So it does have some kind of effect. It just can't guarantee you that the person's going to be knocked out. And I just wanted to throw that out there. And that was my story time with Jack. Tune in next week as I tell you why I hate the Pink Panther. Bastard.
Thank you for giving me a class at Chase U.
Oh, I can't wait till we get to that segment. That's going to be great. That's going to be fantastic.
I give Lexus King props for doing a rope hung version of it, so at least there was a teeny bit of a variation of it.
What's that?
Not gonna say that's I said I give him props for doing a rope hung version of it.
We have let's get into the chat. It took out JT. It's exactly. Hello. Good job, Jeffrey. George, 15 points for Jeffrey, please. JL, I'm sorry, I have to go. Character off. See you next week after Bronson takes the trophy. JL, thank you for being in the chat. It's always so fantastic. I'm sorry I'm just seeing this, but thank you for being in the chat. It's always great having you on there. You're fantastic. You're fun. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully we see you Sunday. He needs a new finisher for real. I agree. And Santino's signature was meh. I mean, Santino was a joke character, so he wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be something serious.
Finisher, yes.
Absolutely. It was silly. Matter of fact, when he started adding the Cobra and he added the sock with it, yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And I'm pretty sure he sold some merch with that. We talked about the Lexus King stuff. Oh, great. We're to the Chase U stuff. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Chase U. Everyone knows my feelings about Chase U. Look, I think it's a great school. It gave a lot of people a place to learn. I wouldn't want Andre Chase to be my teacher because he curses a little too much for me. Because I don't like that. I think it's not nice. But they're ready to say their goodbyes. Andre says it's been a great run, and everyone's been supportive of them since Chase U was created when NXT 2.0 first started. Duke talks. He talks about like, hey, Chase U has changed me and made me a better person because before I came here, I was a different person. But as time as
Before he came there, jackass that nobody liked.
I liked Duke. You know why I liked him? Because he let me know that he was 6'6", or was it 5? I forget. He doesn't do it anymore.
His Instagram handle is literally 6'5".
6'5", and he talks about how he was a different person. Chase, you changed him, and he talked about I have one more gift for Chase U, and he plays a tribute video. He talked about bullying some, so he's changed, kind of, sort of, not really, because he's bullied these kids to make this lovely tribute video, and I laughed immediately when I heard the music. I don't know. I was originally going to put that this is in memory music, and then it changed to some rock music in the middle where Chase is starting to yell at people, and he's sitting there cussing people out. This is how I want to remember Chase U. It was a beautiful video. It was great. It was well shot. But I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about any of that crap because I think that's crap, guys. I'm sorry. I'm seeing stuff in the chat. I want to make sure I'm seeing this right here. I don't want no one to talk. I want the floor. I want to talk about JCG. This girl, I've been saying it. I've been talking. I've been telling you guys she's going to save Chase U. But no, the haters, the un-JCs. That's what we call you guys, the un-JCs. You guys didn't believe in her, but I did. I said she's going to save Chase U. She's going to be the one. While Andre was sitting there throwing dice, getting new shoes, and drinking on the corner of the Bronx or Staten Island. Let's go with Staten Island. We're going to leave the Bronx alone. Staten Island, a little Staten. JC was already coming up with a plan. She was coming up with things, and she did. She came up with it. Let me look at my notes real quick. She says, you don't have to worry about Chase U. She says, when I first got here, I might have been a little toxic. I immediately laughed. I said, oh, Chase U funny. Unlike Andre Chase and his depth, that's not funny. But JC Jane, I laughed. I coughed out an ab. And she said that she's going to here to save the day. She talks about loyalty, and she is loyal, very loyal. And she talks about there's going to be a 2024 calendar, and they're going to make money for Chase U. It comes out Sunday, and Andre Chase is kissing the ground that JC walks on, and she deserves it. I've been saying it. You guys think I'm a madman, and you're kind of right, but I'm a genius. I succeeded in all 6 years of high school. I'm an intelligent man. So, Wrestling Dog, before I get into these chats, and before I keep talking about the fantastic JC Jane, take the floor.
Did you just say 6 years of high school?
Huh? Yes. What, didn't everyone do that?
No.
Holy shit. You kidding me?
No.
I was told this was the norm.
Well, my norm is only 4 years of high school.
I did 6.
Anyways.
My mother said it was normal.
Anyways. Yes. JC was about to close as we knew it. Everybody was dressed in black because they were going to say goodbye and eventually move on.
I don't need you guys.
But like Ron's been saying since day one, like I've said around, at first I was a little suspicious, JC, but I did eventually see that she was actually being truthful and serious about actually changing. And she did by doing what they did in the House Bunny movie and make a calendar to raise money to save. JC Jane made the money with some of the girls of Chase U to sell and to save the university, which is what's going to happen. Y'all are asking, oh, where'd you get the money from? You can do anything with a little bit of money nowadays with social media. You can get somebody that's a good photographer, somebody who knows how to Photoshop and edit and put stuff together and create products to sell it. Anything is possible.
No, and I agree to that. I just wanted to highlight this one. RJ, he's fantastic. George, 55 points for RJ because he's a
Hashtag
genius.
JCU movement.
He said since day one. Hi there, guys. I did enjoy the Royal Rumble last Saturday night. It was good. We're glad that you enjoyed it, New H Man. Thank you for being in the chat. Hope all is well with you, good sir. It's not Chase U, it's Jace U. Good job, George. You finally joined the right side of history. George, I can't wait till next week until you have your Jace U University sweater. We got where's the money? Where'd she get the money from? Does it matter? She got it. She got it. No, that's not a good question. What is this? That's not a good question. No, a negative 5 points for you, George. Rude. I like your hair too, Wrestling Doll. That is from New H Man. We got when the sales drop. I don't want to hear anything from JC Jane. They're not going to drop. It's going to be a success.
With the girls of NXT / Chase U, I do not think sales are going to drop.
Yeah, I think those. I think those sales will be crazy.
12 or 16-month calendar of pretty girls. Y'all are going to be buying dozens.
The sales drop. Bad guy's going to rant. No, I'm not. It's going to do well.
People still buy calendars, especially if it's with pretty people in it, and those girls are beautiful.
JC Jane owes Chase U. I don't see where she owes. Like, was she in debt too?
Owns.
Oh, owns. Oh, see, told you. 6 years of high school. What else do we have here? We have real quick. Why don't we get into these two matches before we go into a commercial? We're at the 40-minute mark, but Ariana Grace, she won against.
To say that Brooks Jensen quickly goes up to Fallon Henley to talk about the old days, but before he gets to the point of it, Ren Sinclair comes up to Fallon and they go to work on her match, which happens in.
This is.
Said y'all say goodbye if you were gonna eventually try to go back to being together again.
Yo, I felt so bad for Jensen. I'm glad that you mentioned that because that was some sad. I was sad for my boy. Like he really has been lost since they all went their separate ways. Brooks is now sort of a heel, I guess, and you got Fallon Henley who's becoming
top babyface.
I don't want to say she's a babyface, right? But I don't want to say like she's the leader of the locker room, but she's trying to become like a good leader for the newer girls like Ren. And then you have Jensen.
Top 5 babyface for sure.
Sure, I would think about it, but we'll rock with that because I mean you got Roxanne, you got Lyra, you got. I'm trying to think of all these women that we have here. I would have to look at this roster, but cool. But I was gonna say Jensen, poor Jensen, who has been lost since his friends have all done different things, and you know Jensen when he's trying to talk, I feel like his mustache is just getting thicker. and there's nothing wrong with his mustache. It's fine. It really is fine. I'm just sitting there saying my man just seems lost. And as he's trying to talk to Fallon and bring up these great memories that they once had, talked about winning the NXT UK Championship, being at a pub later that day after they won. She's not paying him no mind. And I said, this is the saddest episode of CW I've ever seen. I don't know what the show's called. I just feel bad. I think I'll call it Jensen's Mustache.
Good show, 90210.
No, I would call it as the mustache turns, and as time goes on, I could just see Jensen when all fails and they all run back to Jensen and he's on his horse and they're like, Jensen, can we all be friends again? Jensen could be like, no, I must go on the horse and go
We
to
have
the
two
west.
more baby faces for your list.
Oh, we got Nakia Lyons, Kiani Jordan, two baby faces. I would go Kalani. She's so sweet. I
Keanu
feel like
is
she's
a baby face, so people love her. So
um. Who was the other one? Nakia Lyons.
yes.
I feel like there's women above her. Like, no shade to her. I just think there's other women above her.
Well, she
But
was injured
like,
for a majority of the year because
mhm,
of
mhm.
she was injured for a majority of the year because of Blair, which people have read
who
the
I could
story as well.
who I could see being what do you call it? A future NXT Women's Champion, especially since who we not including too? Roxanne Perez. So that's
You
why I said
didn't.
I would like to.
That was the first name you said.
Oh, I did say that. Oh, geez,
Yes,
maybe
you
my
said
old age
Roxanne.
got to me. I did say that. Oops. I need to pay attention when I talk. Let's talk about this match. We talked about Jensen as the mustache turns. Uh, Ariana Grace goes in Fallon Henley. This match, I thought Henley was going to get the win here, but it was Grace. We had Lash Legend attacked Henley towards the end of the match that helped get Grace the win. Now, my takeaway from this match, right? It was good stuff. It was okay. It wasn't my bag, but it was okay. And I like that they gave Grace the win. She should get some wins, and she's great. I honestly, and I don't know if I said this on air before, but I really like her music. It's elevated music. I like elevated music. That's the stuff that I like. So I wanted to throw that out there. But I wanted to say Ren is out there, and she doesn't even help a girl. A girl getting jumped. She's getting jumped by these two big black women, and Henley and his Ren. Did you watch this? Just that would. Why did you watch? Does she not want to cross the line, or making
I
these
think
women
she
mad?
was nervous that Lash would have killed her if she had stepped foot in that ring because she nearly did kill her the first time.
You know what? I forgot that they had a match, and I forgot about that match. She probably learned a lesson. I honestly forgot that. Um, oh my God, look at this. This is the first right here. This is the first. Thank you for that, George. I never get this amount of points. Y'all like that? It's the mustache
He gave
turn?
you more than he gave me earlier. He gave you 89 million.
Yeah. Who's winning this? Is it you? I'm pretty sure you're winning because I think
Right
he took
now,
points away.
technically, it's you.
That's right. The reigning undisputed UPR champion of the
With
Seven Galaxies.
today's episode of As the Mustache Turns, or as I call it, Days of Our Mustache.
I love it. This is great. Um. Okay, so why don't we, before we get into the Hershey's Cup match, we're gonna play a commercial. We are going to continue to talk some NXT. We're gonna play a commercial. We'll be right back after these words. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching Unpopular Review, and we'll catch you after these commercials.
Edge doesn't do that with his opening, right? He don't beat people that don't make sense, right? That doesn't.
25 seconds.
I've been saying Edge has been doing that since he left WWE. He was in his second run. He used to always beat people and made absolutely no sense. And when WWE says, "Well, you know what? Maybe you need to take some L's because you're around 5 centuries," Edge said, "What? No, I want to be on every week. I want to beat Lee Moriarty." So he went and he gave us these dream matches with Lee Moriarty and Suzuki because everybody knew you wanted. And you know what? Shout out to Excalibur. I'm sorry, Dan. Shout out to Excalibur because he said in the main event, "Well, this is a dream match that most people probably didn't realize is a dream match because they didn't even know that this could even be possible." Way to clean it up, Excalibur. You've earned points because I thought you sucked all the way up until now, but you made it a good point. I give you credit for that. Let me tell you something. Hangman Adam Page versus Penta was just another way to have Penta lose. Hangman Adam Page to make himself look big. Hangman Adam Page looking more and more like a serial killer. Good for you. I would turn into a serial killer too if I was such a terrible father that I let somebody enter my house with no damn babysitter or mom in the building. You are absolutely right, Hangman Page. And the first person you kill is kill yourself because you're a bad parent. And coming as a father, I would tell you that is whack, my man. Whack.
Don't tell me that match wasn't good though. It was good.
What match was good? Hangman and Penta?
Yeah, I mean,
of course it was good. Penta was in it. Penta don't have bad matches. Pentagon is one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Okay,
Yes.
so we agree on something because I think Penta's been good since MLW.
We agree on that, and we agree that your place made some of the best subs in the world, my
There
man.
you go.
Talk to us about some subs, Vinny. Talk to us about some subs.
What do you want to know?
Are we sponsored? Are we sponsored by this?
You want to know the specials? You can get 2 small cheesesteaks for $20.99, or you can get 2 fries, 2 cheesesteaks, and 2 drinks for $20.
That's right. Pay.
So we went from bashing Hangman Adam Page to talking about subs. Interesting.
I have a lot to say about that commercial. That commercial is wild. First off, shout out to the executive consultant, creator, one of the creators of Unpopular Review and stuff like that. That was an AEW AEW commercial, and the AEW guys didn't say anything except subs. And you know what upsets me? Vinny. I was in Florida. I was in your town. I was there, Wrestling Dog. We hung out, right? I didn't realize that you were so tall. But I sit here and say, when I'm there, I didn't get a sub at all. You know what I got?
No.
Actually, no. I had tacos. I can't even complain. The tacos were good. I had some tacos. You know what we're going to do here one day, guys? If you guys are with it, me and Wrestling Dog, we're going to have a Taco Tuesday with the NXT crew. So if you guys are down for some tacos, you guys bring some tacos. We're going to talk.
We'll have an NXT Taco Tuesday.
Hey! I think you guys in the chat will like that. I mean, who doesn't like...
Hashtag NXT Taco Tuesday.
Well, actually, I know someone who don't like tacos, actually.
Is
It's my
it the
mom.
executive assistant? Oh.
No. It's Mama Badguy, and man, do I miss her. She went on a cruise. I feel so alone. It's very disappointing. Anyway, let's talk about this. We have Vaughn and Noam Dar. They have a Heritage Cup match. I've said a few times, this match don't really do it for me. I think it's the rounds that just don't do it for me. We got Jeffrey in the chat. I'm sorry, I just want to highlight it. He said Vinny's the most entertaining person on the AEW show. Yeah, I can tell, because he'll sit here and tell you that Tony Storm copied off of Goldust. We got also George. I'm sorry, I want to highlight. He said NXT Taco Tuesday. You're taking LeBron James saying he says Taco Tuesday. I didn't know he started that. I just knew one day people said Taco Tuesday. I eat tacos on a Wednesday. I don't care what day it is.
Listen, as far as I knew, I first heard the phrase Taco Tuesday in the Lego movie.
Ooh, really? Okay, no, I had no idea. Okay, that's when. All right, that might have been the first time it was ever said. I think it's a great phrase, but I'll eat tacos on any other day. Real quick, Noam Dar, the first round is usually the fill out, so no one gets the win. Vaughn is just kicking Noam arm. Oh my god. Noam's ass. I'm sorry, mixing up my words here. He's beating the hell out of him. Matter of fact, he's not even. I felt like Vaughn didn't even know the rules, because as the bell rang, he still kept pummeling this guy. He kept just dominating him. Round 2, Dog gets the win, and it was so quick. I honestly missed it because I put my head down, and I guess Vaughn was distracted, and he got hit with a kick, so he was able to get the W right there. And I was sitting there saying, okay, this is usually what Noam Dar, he usually gets a win, and then the other person gets a win. Round 3 is Vaughn is doing more damage. He's countering a lot of Dar's moves. Dar tries to go for it's like a leg lock, but Vaughn is just too big, too strong. And I didn't say it, didn't I? The Vaughnest of the Vaughns. So he's countering that. He's like, get that weak shit out of here, bro. He didn't say that. I was just playing GTA recently, so I just wondered. Someone told me that on my mic when I got shot in the leg. And then we get to round 4. And Noam Dar just pins this dude. Like, Vaughn, he runs into the ring post. I almost said lamp post. That would have been hilarious, right? A lamp post he runs into. But he runs into the ring post, and Noam Dar takes advantage of that, hits him with a jackknife pin, 1, 2, 3, beats him. And I mean, technically, he beat him clean, because the girls were taken out by Fawn Henley, and I think Renz Sinclair came out, right? I forget who was helping Henley take out these women. So the girls were out, and after the match, and I should mention it too, that the twins, Robert Stone's twins, were there, and he they mocked the twins. They were like, your favorite didn't win. Vaughn
So
proceeds.
disrespectful to Mr. Stone's kids. And then Oral Mensa got put through the table. And
I didn't
George
like that.
asked this $1,000,000 question. Why is he the punching bag of the metaphor? I've
That's a
discussed
damn
this before, but I will very gladly discuss it again. Listen, you got your chicken shit champion. You got one of your girls that is in there that is injured on her wrist still somewhat, or she got the cast taken off. Then she's still making sure it's not too badly hurt, but it's still pretty to look at. Then you got your big powerhouse who's also pretty to look at, who can put anybody through a table if she wanted to. And then you got your other guy that's there that's good, but since he's not the champion, they got to make him the punching bag. You're taking away his credibility by making him consistently the punching bag. It's just like with Von Wagner. You're making his credibility go to the dirt with him in this match. So there was really no point in having him be in this match. Honestly, if I wanted to watch short matches, I would go watch the end. Have 6-minute matches, 6-minute, 5-second matches, because that's their time limit thing for one round. I'd rather watch that versus 6 rounds of 3.5 minutes, basically.
I don't know how to follow up after that, folks. I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, I hate that for Mensa. I hate that he's always the one, and I understand why he is. He's at the, Wrestling Doll, I think, explained it pretty well, but he's at the bottom of the totem pole here of the metaphor. I would like for him, and also I would like for him to get more.
You can't put one over the other, and then Oral.
Yeah, and I would like for him to get more wins. I would like, because he's so talented, he's so good, especially when you get to see him work and everything like that. I would like
Halloween Havoc ladder match,
and yep. Mm-hmm.
Halloween Havoc ladder match. Said.
And yeah, no, I think that's it. But yeah, he goes through a table. Von Wagner's last stand. So Von Wagner it's weird for me, right? So he had that feud with Braun, and I thought he would get his win on Braun. That didn't happen. Fine, whatever. That's cool. Braun is somebody that he's at the top of the totem pole. So fine, that's fine. I kind of thought, hey, maybe he wins the Heritage Cup, especially when I saw the kids out there. I said, oh, okay, didn't want to make it feel good moment. And they didn't. So Vaughn it's weird because he'll be booked and people like him, and I feel like depending on who he's in the ring with, he looks dominant. But then he's in these not it's not the word's not top matches, but he's in these big matches like a match against Braun. Same thing with the Heritage Cup, and he loses. So I don't know.
What
it's
are
just
y'all
weird.
trying to do with Braun? Are y'all trying to make him look believable, or are you trying to treat him like an AEW dark jobber?
Yeah. He sells like $1 million though. I'm sure you're talking about Mensa, main man Mensa. If Von Wagner face Oro in a match, Von will dominate. Yeah. That's the time where
That'll be the only time the man will get a win.
The Wolf Dogs. Why don't we talk about that, and then we'll talk about this segment with Trick and Dragunov. Baron sees Braun. He tells Braun, like, why you didn't give me no call about you being in the Rumble. You dominated. He talked about how he spared Jey Uso, threw him out, dominated Finn Balor, threw him out. He was talking about all these people that Braun Breaker dominated. And he says, like, something about Baron mentions the Wolf Dogs. And Braun's like, wait, what did you call us? And then Baron's trying to walk over it, but he said, no. What did you say? And he said, I said the Wolf Dogs, but it's like a bad song that's in my head. And he's like, nah, you like that name. And I honestly love this segment.
You actually like working with me, so what about that? Don't brush it off. Don't act like you're Randy Orton and Riddle.
We didn't forget that segment, George. It's just that right now we don't talk about every segment. I do want to throw that out there about every little segment. We try to
every segment.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we can't get every segment in, but real quick, the family and OTM, they had their little segments. You have the family, they're in the car, and they talk about, this is how we do things in the streets. And OTM, pretty much same thing. They're sitting outside and talking about their match for Vengeance Day. So it's a quick run through that. The same that we're gonna just run through here about Baron and Braun. They talk about
The Rumble.
yeah. They talked about the Rumble. Thank you. But they also talked about this Sunday, Vengeance Day, and Braun is talking about taking out Mello, and they're gonna win the Dusty Classic. So, and I thought it was cool because like when they were doing the thing and they were doing the fist bump, Baron was like and then he came in and said Kevin. I honestly like these two as a team. They they work so well, and I want a sitcom with them. I just think they.
Well, at least this way the consultant will be happy with Baron Corbin getting a championship for the first time since being crowned.
Did you finish your thought? I'm sorry. I wanted to be sure.
Yes, I was saying that the executive consultant will be happy to see Baron Corbin with the title for the first time since being crowned King of the Ring, like in 2021.
It would be a highlight for him. He hasn't won gold, but I want to say King of the Ring. I feel like was the last thing that he won. Who would have thought Baron and Braun would have chemistry? Right? I mean, it's amazing. They work. They really complement each other.
Weird, random tag teams are a hit or a miss.
Right.
And
Right.
the women's
And there's been a lot of miss.
It's a lot of misses.
And there's been a lot of miss. So like when you get a team like for every team where there was like a team hell no, there was and I can't think on top of my head. I mean, you guys, I mean, it's pretty late here, so bear with me. But I'm pretty sure you guys could think of teams where they were put together and it was like, no, just no. This works. They just gel very well. And I think this Sunday will be the last time we see them as a team. Because as Braun is going to the main roster, I don't see Baron going to the main roster right now. The Bar, they were a great team together. You didn't like them together? I thought they ended up gelling a lot better than I thought they would. So they're not like a favorite team of mine or anything, but I could sit here and go like their work was pretty damn solid. We got George. He's giving up these predictions. He said that's why I'm picking the family to win this Sunday, and he has for Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin winning. We're gonna save our thoughts for it. We were gonna have it for the end of the show, but since we're having a prediction show this week, we'll talk about it and we'll give our predictions. So we hope that you guys join us. I believe it's Thursday, but continue to follow us. That's why you guys hit that like and subscribe and the notification thing so you guys will know. So when we go live, you're with us talking some NXT Vengeance Day. Let's talk about the segment real quick. We have Trick and Dragunov. Throughout the night, there was a segment with Trick and Mello was like, yo, keep your eye on Dragunov because he plays those mind games. And when he did that thing to Baron Corbin, when he hugged him, messed up Baron Corbin, effed up his messed up this whole world, right? When Trick is out there, he's like, let's just get to business. Dragunov comes out and he's like, yo, Mello, what up? He tried to give him the hand slap. Trick is like, nah, I ain't trying to have any of that. He's I'm all business. And he says he doesn't believe Dragunov. He doesn't believe that he was really hurt, and he believed that he tried to set him up on Vengeance Day. He said, I have a match, and you're trying to have me double book. You just trying to take an advantage. And Dragunov is like, oh yeah, that was my plan all along. Totally. Come on. He's sitting there saying, come on, you're letting Mello get in between us. You're letting him cloud your judgment. He talked about how his body was broken in 2020, which is so true. You look at the matches that he had, and one of the matches that came off immediately for me was, and I feel like it was Vengeance Day when he had that match with Dijak. It was a last man standing, and I mean they really went to hell. And if you guys remember that picture, it was on one of the NXT social media things, and he's just laying on a stretcher or something like that, and he's beat the hell up. You remember that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I remember because we had the review show with you, me, Shay, and the executive consultant, and you and the executive consultant were going back and forth before we could even fully discuss that match.
Because he's a fool.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that's how I remembered.
He started with me. Listen.
He always starts with.
He does start. He's like a, you know what he reminds. He's someone who eats bologna sandwiches. Who eats bologna sandwiches in 2024?
People who like bologna.
Bologna! That was so great. I'm proud of that one. George, at least 10 points for that one. That was a funny. I know it wasn't as funny as the mustache turns, but give me some points here. But yeah, Dragunov then eventually, when Trick is talking, he's spitting some passion here. Dragunov goes and says, "See, this is what I like. I like this. This is the Trick that I want. I want that Trick. I want you to bring it." And yes, the sandwich slander. Yeah, Jeffrey, you've watched me for a few years. I'm gonna slander people for things. That's what I do. That's why you watch me. Because
Don't get them started on people wearing bands.
it's disgusting. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we wearing Vans? Only a few people are allowed to. Not good. You gotta wear. It's Chuck Converse's over Vans. Let's do that. But then they embrace, and when they embrace, Dragunov brings him in, and he does the hug that he gave Baron. I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw that, I was watching just a little bit before we went live, and I said, "Oh shit." I immediately I feared for Trick here. And even Trick was like, "Whoa." Go ahead, take the floor, madam. Please take the floor.
But they got attacked by Braun Breaker and Baron Corbin, and Mello came in to help clear the ring, basically, to help get rid of them.
No, you said it wrong. What are they called, wrestling dog?
The Wolf Dogs. I don't like that name. It's so weird.
We're about to have something. We're going to be called the Cat Tigers.
Can we not?
I'll figure it. I have a bunch of names, or the Gold Sharks.
No.
We'll figure it out.
Let's just stick to us being the Bad Virgo Dolls.
The Bad Virgo Dolls, the BVD. Although I'm going to think of an animal, we're going to combine it. You wait and see. We're going to have the BVD. We're going to come up, guys. We're going to let you guys come up with compare two animals, and if we like it, we'll make it work. I'm telling you right now, I think the Cat Tigers was really good, but I digress. I know when my creativity is not wanted. But yes, you're absolutely right. Braun and Baron, they attack their opponents for Sunday, and it's weird because you got this stare down with Trick and Dragunov, right? And they're just staring at each other, and I don't know. It just cuts off like that. It makes you wonder what's going to happen this Sunday, Avengers Day. And Russell Dark, I can't hold you. I look forward to reviewing it with you. We're going to have Mike Knox because he does the after show review. So he'll be a guest for NXT. We're not the guests. He is. So he's not the Cat Tigers or the Tiger Cats. I like that one. The Tiger Cats. Come on. Tell me that's not good. The Tiger Cats? Come on. The Tiger Cats. Come on. That's great. Tell me that's not ingenious. The Tiger Cats. It's brilliant.
I have no comments because I know you're going to keep going, so I'm just going to let you keep going on that.
The Cat Tigers. That's us. We are the Cat Tigers.
You said Tiger Cat.
I love cats. They're great. I just don't like walking in them all the time. They take too much time. But that is the show. I feel like a lot of people have misled me in life. Like now you're telling me I don't have to walk cats. I don't.
You don't have to, but some people choose to.
I do. I walked a stray cat the other day, and I just said, "Hey, you want to be friends?" And he just walked with me. Yeah, see, George like it. Look, the Tiger Cats. The Tiger Cats. Why does anyone tell me no? You don't have to walk cats. They're telling me that you don't have to walk cats.
Some people choose to walk their cats.
I feel like I've been lied to. There's not 6 years of high school. Like, what are we doing here anymore?
Maybe that's the norm for you guys up in New York, but for us down here, the norm is 4 years.
Well, they told me 12th grade. When I went to 12th grade, they said this is 12th grade.
Like I was saying, every state, every country, they have their own rules for schools. So maybe that's one of the different things. I don't know.
They told me this was 12th grade deluxe. Like my burger. Anyway, guys, you're watching Unpopular Review. This is the NXT review show. It's always a pleasure doing this show with you, Wrestling Dog, and you guys in the chat. It is late at night, and you guys are with us, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys just following Unpopular Review. We talk NXT, but there's so much content that we have here On the wrestling side, we'll talk a little bit about entertainment in a minute. You can catch us on Tuesdays, the Bad Virgo Dolls. We be the Tiger Cats. There we go. We're gonna get that name over. But tomorrow is another day. We have the AEW review show. You see those three names: Jeff, Dan the Man, and Vinny. Vinny with the subs. You can catch them tomorrow right after Dynamite go off the air. It's a good time. Sometimes you might have a guest on there. Sometimes Z is on there. Sometimes the executive consultant. Maybe one day, and they're telling me one day the bad guy is gonna be elite on a Wednesday. I'm trying to be part time here, folks, but they're trying to make me work, 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 work. What the hell is that about? On Thursday, they will be reviewing America Gangsta. I see Denzel Washington. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that man is. We're just gonna call him Man with Glasses. Man with Glasses is in that movie too. So yeah, America Gangster. Check them out on entertainment on the UPRE side if you guys are interested in that. I do want to highlight this. We have not figured out an exact day to bring this out, but we do want to bring on some Total Nonstop Wrestling. We want to review it. They're hot right now. I do want to say Jordan Grace. I thought she had a great showing at the Royal Rumble. She was definitely a surprise and looked really, really good at what she did. So shout out to her. SmackDown, they review it on Saturday. You have Z the Silent. I gotta talk to Z. This man comes up with some really good logos. His logo looked fantastic. And if you look into graffiti letters, it says Vic. Sorry, it just looked like it just reminded me of New York so much. It just looked like every streets I used to see in the '90s. It's just look at that graffiti. Um, on Saturdays, they review AEW Collision on Saturdays. Sometimes you get the sheriff, sometimes you get Shay Sawyer, sometimes you get one of the AEW crew members talking about Dan the Man, Vinny, or Jeff. So check us out on Saturday. I believe they will be doing a Saturday show. And I feel like I did this no justice, but on Mondays, what kick off the week, you gotta catch him. Mike Knox, he's a fantastic individual. He talks about everything about wrestling: NXT, Raw, SmackDown, wrestling news. I see a TNA logo in there. He talks about it all. So check him out on Mondays at 6 p.m. I feel like I did that no justice. So 6 p.m. you can catch him. And we will be bringing back the Monday Night Raw review. It will be going on right after Monday Night Raw. So if you guys like staying up late and you want to talk about Monday Night Raw, you can catch the executive consultant. He got a logo. I want you guys to understand how upset I am because everyone has seemed to have a logo but me. So if I start,
don't have one either.
you know what, Wrestling Doll? It's time that we spoke up. You can catch them on Mondays. It's time we spoke up. We need to get the Tiger Cat logo, right? We're going to get that going here. The Tiger Cats. That's
Can
right.
we not get that going?
Damn.
I prefer if we had a Bad Virgo Dolls logo instead.
All right, we'll get the Bad Virgo Dolls thing. We're going to get some jerseys going
And
on.
by the way, the other person that's in American Gangster is Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe? I almost called him Galactus. What was that movie? Gladiator? That's him? I called him Glasses Man. Oh my goodness. Good job, Wrestling Doll. I didn't know that.
Yes, he was in Gladiator.
He was in Gladiator. They will follow you. I had a cat. Oh, you had a cat. Fantastic. Appreciate you, George. We got Jeffrey. Remember, you on fire tonight? Yes, you are. We should put water on you just to calm you down. Too much on fire. It's good to have another Jeffrey on Unpopular Review. Yes, he's fantastic. So intelligent. He has an intelligent way of bringing things, and he is great. J. Carr had a good showing at the Royal Rumble as well. Yeah, she had a fantastic showing. Really, I really loved.
I cheered for Jade. The one time I cheered for Jade, I will say that, when she threw her out.
Yeah, when she picked her up, and I really loved. And I want to say some thoughts because on Big Pop, we didn't get to do a review on it. I was out there with you guys for Royal Rumble, and my co-host was out, so there was no show. But we're gonna give some thoughts about it. So I'm gonna say some of my thoughts on that. But it was a great showing, and the spot with her and Bianca, I love that they didn't touch, but they acknowledged each other. I really liked that spot a lot. I thought that was great. Raw is going to be on Netflix next year. Yep, absolutely.
Raw's on Netflix, NXT's on CW, and then SmackDown will stay on YouTube TV. So soon, cable will be dead as we know it.
It will be soon. It's been dead for a while, honestly. It really has. This is injustice for you,
Completely
Jack.
dead, because there are some people that still pay for cable.
I was waiting for Jade, and they booked her real absolutely. And I would sit here and say because
They
for the
booked her
longest time,
better that night than they ever booked her on AEW. I
I
said
thought
it.
she looked. I thought she looked like a star that night. I do want to see more, and yeah, I would like to definitely see more of her. I was just gonna simply say I thought she should have been in NXT just to get some reps in there, but the little time that she was on Raw, I'm sitting there saying maybe I was wrong, and maybe she's ready for the big time. So yeah. George said I thought SmackDown was going to be on the
It
USA.
is
It
on
might
the
be.
USA Network, but people pay for YouTube TV to watch stuff on the USA Network because they'd rather watch that and pay 70 some dollars for everything versus paying a few dollars a month on.
Fantastic. I think we did all the plugs for UPR. I do want to do one more plug. We didn't have a graphic, but tomorrow I'll be joining with my trio of destiny. We're going to talk about episode 1 of season 3 of Superman because we're going to be reviewing the last season of Superman and Lois. So if you guys like them CW shows, we'll be there tomorrow. We're going to have we don't have no graphic for it, but predictions. And like I mentioned before, I do want to say it again. We will be reviewing NXT Vengeance Day right after it goes off the air, so it'll be fantastic. And with that said, we have solo projects that is a part of the UPR family, Wrestling Doll. You say it every week. Keep saying it because we want to let everyone know your channel and what content that you have going on, madam.
My YouTube channel, as said on here under my UPR name and my valet name, is the unofficial camera woman where I go throughout Central and South Florida to wrestling shows to record them. This weekend, I do plan on going to one on Saturday and Sunday. I may possibly be going to MegaCon and they will be having wrestling over there.
Nice.
So I will probably be recording that and I will be dressing up as a wrestler this year. I'm just not going to be saying who. And yes, I'm dressing as a wrestler again, and I don't care.
Absolutely and fantastic. Listen, when you go to those cons, man, I mean, you're just cosplaying as
Listen,
whoever.
as long as
I,
people don't touch without consent, it is fine.
I went to a con some years ago, and I saw a guy, and I thought he did a fantastic job. I forget what year this was. But one year I went, and he was cosplay as the Demon for Finn Balor, and I thought he did a fantastic job. I mean, really had the makeup and everything, and also too, he knew what I was talking about because I did like this, and he too sweet me. I saw Mick Foley, and I said, "Oh my God, Undertaker threw you off," and he seemed like he had no idea what I was talking about. So I just,
You're
if
gonna
you're gonna
dress like
cosplay,
somebody, at least have an idea of who the person's talking about. Don't
at
just
least
dress up,
somewhat of an idea.
dressed up, or think that the person looks cool or cute. Because then if someone
Yeah,
asks you and you don't know, you look stupid.
I almost DDT Mick Foley, but I pretty sure he would have just got up and hit me with a socko, so I didn't do that. But fantastic stuff. You can check out the Wrestling Doll, her YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to it yet, there's a link to her page. It'll send you right there. So please subscribe to it. We got Jeffrey in here real quick. I did want to touch on this. He says sucks for Punk that he's injured with a tricep injury again, and it does suck. I mean, I think it put a wrench on a lot of plans. But he's going to be only out for
Plans. Kevin Owens wrestled with an injured foot, so that's why they had to keep the belt on Logan Paul.
right. And
But regardless, we will see what they will do about it. I just hope we do not revisit Seth versus Cody again. We don't need it. We already had it.
right. And with that said, I just want to plug real quick. We have the Big Pop Theory podcast. Like I said, there was no episode last week because people were just not there. So we're going to give some thoughts about this week in wrestling. We're going to talk about Raw. We're going to talk about a little bit of Rumble and everything else that happened later in the week. You could catch that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I believe we're on what's this thing called? Podcast Beam. I believe we're there. I'm not too sure. I think I saw it once and I just don't advertise it enough. But it's audio podcast. We talk wrestling, and hopefully you guys take a listen. It's a fun time. We got Jeffrey who said I wouldn't DDT a legend. Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't DDT him because he probably would just not feel nothing. Bailey face turn this Friday. I think it's too soon. I don't think she's gonna turn this week. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Cody will finish his story. As much as I was joking earlier, I do see it happening that Cody will take the title off him. And, real quick, and I'll just say this, and I know I'm going to say this on for the audio podcast. Seth Rollins gave pick me vibes yesterday because he was like, "You don't want to fight Roman. Why does he not want to fight Roman? Roman robbed him last year. He had the opportunity to beat this champion who's held this championship for almost 4 years, and he's going to go against Seth Rollins, who he's beaten 3 consecutive times. Why would I want that title? Not even why would I want that title? Why would I want to face you? Not even the title. Why would I want to face you? I beat you 3 times. I beat you when I brought you with a broken freaking pec. And I'm gonna face you at 100%. Patooey. So I just picked. What is wrong with you?
You sound.
I'm sorry, but that's what I think. Patooey. I totally think that, and I think so. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be if I'm Cody Rhodes. He's saying Cody's doing what I do. I do this a lot. Somebody be like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" I'll think about it. In my head, I've already analyzed how to say no. So no, he's not picking Seth Rollins. He's not going to do that. The story is what and also too, they have for the longest time. Look at the. Okay, I know we're going off a tyrant here, but when people thought that it was going to be The Rock facing him, I said, "There's no way," because they've been placing for the longest time that episode of SmackDown where you have Cody and Roman making eye contact with each other, and all these other little elements. Him bringing Jay here, he was never done with the bloodline, dog. So no, The Rock wasn't, and even if The Rock was there, would you want Rock to beat Roman Reigns? No. Again, it didn't have to be at Mania. Didn't have to be for the championship. That's my thoughts. I'll save the rest for for Pop. We got George. He says Seth did say the World Heavyweight Championship is a workman's title, and he has defended it more. He has done that. Cody Rhodes, I could see him on SmackDown.
Smaller amount of time.
I thought the IC was the workman, and it is. I got with Seth. Cody did
it's
say
the workman's title, but it was also the sorry y'all can't beat Roman Reigns belt.
That title. That's really what the title really is. I commend Seth so much for making that title and putting his body on the line. I really want to say that because he's been putting on matches, and he worked a pretty rough style. That's why he's a lot of times beat up. But that belt is now on the same level as the undisputed. The belt is called the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. Undisputed. I don't know if it's heavyweight, but Undisputed Championship. But that's my point. But anyway, guys.
The Undisputed Championship.
Wild. And you're going to tell me I want to go for I'm going to go for that title. I'm going to take my chances on that title. But guys, that was the rant. That is the show. This is Unpopular Review. Subscribe to us, please, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all these great things. Follow us. Like I said, on YouTube, subscribe. I said that already. I'm so winded right now. And this water is not cold. I am so mad. With that said, thank you guys for watching us. Continue to support us. And with that said, who's this? We got someone in the chat here. I just want to make sure we read everyone's chat before we went home. Oh man, we got RJ. Man, Seth trying to be up here. Damn title. I can't say that word, but yeah, I hear you, RJ. So we got to play the music and stuff like that. Now, Russell Doll, I feel like this is a thing here, so I'm gonna play the music. So tell me if you can hear it. Great. Can any? This music is so loud. Guys, we're all out of time. Let me get this last chat. Who is this? Who is this? Oh, we got you. RJ then. All right. Music is way too loud. Where's the damn outro? Guys, we're out of time. We'll see you guys next week on Unpopular Review. Bye, guys.